Let's quickly go through the chronological example as well. In the opening paragraph, we're essentially stating the purpose for writing, and then we're saying, based on over 25 years of consulting and C-level leadership experience with Fortune 500 organizations such as Chipotle and Stitch Fix, I am confident that I would be a strong fit for the role. So if we think about the three experiences we're going to discuss here, we first have consulting, and then we are going to have the second body paragraph that focuses on Chipotle. And then lastly, we'll have Stitch Fix. And if we just highlight here to see how this corresponds, the consulting paragraph is here on top. And then we have Chipotle right beneath it. And then lastly, we have that Stitch Fix paragraph. There we go. And then we'll round out the cover letter by explaining the client's reasons for wanting to join that company in the particular role. So if we compare it to the other example, here the three body paragraphs are just in bullet point format, whereas here we have the first body paragraph that's broken up by the 3 bullet points, and then the 2 are just regular paragraphs. And all of these also follow that main point example explanation formula. So if we apply the color coding very quickly, we'll have the main points in blue, then we'll go examples in red, and the other ones in green. So our main point is that as the founding partner of Larson Capital and Consulting, I consulted businesses with 10,000 associates in 20 countries on increasing sales, advised multiple multinational companies on strategy development, and provided 360-degree solutions for SMEs. So that will be the main point of the paragraph. And then the examples are just going to be listed in bullet points to help break apart the text and just make everything easier to read. So select achievements for my consulting engagements include achieving combined sales increase of over $4 billion for clients, overseeing multi-billion-dollar P&Ls, serving as a board member for multiple SMEs, improving performance, and so forth, and then managing 8 international projects for private equity funds. And then our explanation, I would similarly leverage my ability to generate rapid revenue growth, spearhead business transformation, and translate complex issues into actionable strategy as the name of the role. And then same thing with the subsequent paragraphs. So previously, I served as president and CEO of North America for Chipotle, where I oversaw $6 billion in sales across over 2,000 branches and delivered intercontinental groups synergies. And then we'll dive into 2 examples of exactly how he delivered those synergies and oversaw $6 billion in sales. So I implemented a strategic project that refocused the efforts of 4,000 employees to increase time spent on sales and account management from 30 to 60%. And I also mentored directors to ensure successful execution, ultimately delivering 7% group-wide growth. And tying it all together, the team development, change management, and sales leadership skills I demonstrated in the role would contribute to my success with company name. And then earlier in my career, I was executive vice president of Stitch Fix, where I coordinated the company's centralization strategy and overhauled its investor relations, achieving national recognition as the best mid-cap investor relations department. So our main point here is really we're going to be discussing the experience in Stitch Fix, and then the example will turn into this portion over here. And lastly, we'll tie it back together for the reader. So again, main point, example, explanation just makes the cover letter very well organized, easy to process, and makes those direct connections between how the client will be able to add value to the organization they're looking to join. If the client shares a specific role with you that they're going to use the cover letter for, this last sentence, the explanation in green, should align with terminology and the skill sets that are specifically mentioned on the job description. But if they're applying for more general roles in a specific sector, for example, in that case, you can focus more on the transferable skills that will be relevant to a wider variety of roles. And that'll still allow the client to come back in here and change up these paragraphs as needed. And I'll just take away all of the formatting here to show you how we would normally deliver the cover letter itself. If a client did share a position with you, you'll see that the cover letter is all filled out and ready to send. Whereas if a client just shared general types of roles, what we'll do is bold all of the fields that they'll need to adjust when they're sending out the letter. And then you can put in placeholders for position names and company names and so forth, and we'll always have this placeholder for why they're interested in joining. So hopefully that gives you a good overview of how we approach the cover letters. If you do have any questions on this, just let us know. But definitely please make sure to follow this structure and also integrate those main points, examples, and explanations when you are preparing these documents.